So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us over here. Obviously, our beautiful host, Nuriel, graciously inviting us and to share this wisdom. And like I said before, every session that we come together, people of same like-minded, that's why it's like attracts like. We probably have the same similar desire, interest. Something is connected us together to come and listen. And in this situation is definitely the wisdom. And the wisdom I'm talking about is the wisdom of Kabbalah that was buried, concealed for thousands and thousands of years because they didn't want to share it with people like us. People who are not fully engaged with the Torah, people who are not Jewish, people who are not this, and so many restrictions. Truthfully to say, it was right. Up until 500 years ago. Okay? And therefore, in the last 100 years, since my teachers starts to spread this wisdom, obviously in a very, very, very small group of people that were interested or even, were open for that. Now it's a global, it's everywhere, and everybody using the word Kabbalah. Not everybody teaching according to how the Kabbalah is shared, but definitely as many as people as we spread this word will be able to. And again, I'll tell you one of the idea that is important to mention. Kabbalah never come to convert anybody to anything. Whatever you are, let's say your religion, you are Christian, you're Muslim, you Hindu, you whatever, anything, is to make you the best version of it, whatever it is. You're a husband, you're a friend, you're a daughter, that wisdom have within us those secrets to help us be in the best version of ourselves from A to Z, never less. So therefore, each one of us should take it to wherever in their life they want to improve and to show up as the best version. Or what do I need to learn and expand to become the best version of myself in such an area that you need. So that's the big picture of Kabbalah. And this is a big picture of what we do in it, and we could care less who comes or not. Obviously, we want everybody, but it's all about what your soul is inviting you to hear and listen. So I highly recommend to whatever preconceived notion, whatever blockages, whatever judgments, whatever limitation, whatever day to day something was bothering you, preoccupied you, just take, I would recommend 3 seconds. Visualize a good practice to all your life. Visualize that your mind is like a sponge, that it's full of garbage of the day, full of nonsense and news that are unimportant. And you just meditate as you hear to just squeeze it out. Like also imagine that you squeeze out all the unnecessary and you open yourself to receive. That's the meditation, very short. Each one of us can do it, is easily can be done. Another important point is that I'm not teaching from my own ideas and anything that comes to me I like to share with you. Obviously, sometimes I have my own stories to add and support it. But these are secrets that was concealed for thousands of years waiting to be revealed. And thanks to you, right, that coming up and here and desiring it, those secrets can be revealed. So many Kabbalists shared different ideas, different topics, but the main source we spoke about it is come from the script, from the writings of what we call the Torah. We know also that all that is written, it's all coded. And we didn't have the what we call the equipment. Like today, there are many new technology, new equipment of how to access many things that were not able, like our brain, like many in our DNA level, and many things that the technology today allow us because the advance. Therefore, today, all humanity is advanced a little bit more. It seems like not, but the consciousness is more advanced than what was many years ago. Therefore, this wisdom wants to be revealed and to help us bring all of us to a unified place. What people call it singularity. Bring all of us, no matter what kind you are, no matter what level you are, no matter how beautiful or ugly or this or rich, it doesn't matter, to bring us to a unified place. Specifically this month called the month of Virgo, the month of Elul, that we all become pure again. Once a year we get a gift of 30 days, to make a change before what we call Rosh Hashanah, that we spoke last week. I don't want to bore you every week about it, but I see many new faces. It's important to mention, or go back to the recording of last week and understand that it's nothing to do with a certain religion, right? Something to do with humanity. Rosh Hashanah is the birth of human. That's the significance of that day. It's nothing to do with the birth of religion and so forth. Therefore, we all can enjoy that light. We all can enjoy that opportunity, that if there is a chance that in a couple of weeks, your cassette can be completely different. The trajectory of your life, of your relationship, can completely be different than you ever expected or even thought of. I would take that opportunity in this month, in the month of Virgo, the month of Elul, the month of transformation. What appear in this month? There are 4 or 5 different portions, different readings, that within it we extract many secrets of what type of work need or can be done this month, so we will be in best position to conquer all the goals that we have in life and all what we call the connection to your soul. So that's what we're missing, connection to our soul. So what is the few things I will speak about here tonight? Will give us few tools. I have probably main 3 major points that we can make some kind of changes, some kind of understanding and awakening for our soul. So the first idea is, the Kabbalists explain that in this writing this week, there is a promise that the creator of this universe, you can call it energy, you can call it light, you can call it God, you can call it whatever we want. Nobody is in charge over this energy. Some people don't believe there is a God. It doesn't matter. Everybody have a source. And when they start connecting to their source, or to whoever was their sender to this world, eventually this is who they need to answer to. Not to me, not to anybody here, right? So in order for us to understand what we meant to receive in this world, what we meant to connect to in this world, you read and you see, first of all, we were promised, right? If you understand that we will achieve greatness in this world. What does it mean? There is an inheritance that the creator of this world giving us every single day. And in this month, the position that we can take is much closer than ever to connect to our perfected self. So what do we need for that? And how can we awaken that? That's what we want to understand. So it starts, this portion starts, and it says, V'haya ki tavo. And when you will come, or when you show up, or when you appear, or when you come. In this section, in these writings, this is codes that tells you that in this month, there is a raw energy, you know, like when you take Play-Doh, you can do whatever you want with it. This month is like this Play-Doh. Whatever you're going to decide and design from yourself this month, it will be cemented in the day of Rosh Hashanah. Let me say it again so you understand. Somebody, I don't believe in it. It doesn't matter. You don't need to believe in it for that to work. The way you're going to show up this month, this is how it's going to be cemented. Your vessel will be cemented in this year. That's Rosh Hashanah comes and it's complete. You can't change it anymore. So what do you mean? I cannot change in 6 months? Yes, but it's a little bit more effort and a little bit more dedication than freebie of this month. A free journey to make some kind of changes, to adapt your consciousness to a much higher place, to adapt your desire to a much greater desire. Whatever you need to do. Why? In the code Vehaya, in the word Vehaya, It's a code of how the Kabbalists share that this month is open for you to travel back and forth in time. Now, again, this sounds like science fiction, but this is the reality. We meant to be able to travel in time. We meant to teleport ourselves. We meant to fly, not walking only, right? We meant to create things that we cannot imagine what human can do. But because our, what we call either human condition, or I like to go straight to the point, our, selfishness, right? That ground us, that limits us, that makes us isolated. We can believe that it's possible for us to achieve greatness. So this month, there's a code here, tells you in this week, you can have, and again, in a meditative state, go back to this year. Go back to many situations this year that you can take responsibility, that you see yourself, how you acted, how you behaved, how you dismissed, how you didn't conceptualize yourself all the moment. How you miss opportunities. Anybody have missed opportunity that they can remember in this year? Yes, just go there. You have 5, you have 20, you have 1. That can be the source of your success this year. Can you imagine the missed opportunity of this year? If you go back and you bring yourself, it says kitavo, when you bring yourself, or when you come to that place, that you really take responsibility to how you show up in that moment, that can be a very powerful anchor for you this year to set you in a much, much deeper and higher place. So he says that everything that we do in this world is to achieve. Anybody, of course, I'm sure one of your goals is to achieve peace of mind, right? Anybody here doesn't want peace of mind? Anybody here doesn't want to feel? Anybody here want to live life restless, right? On the edge, all the time edgy, can't, right? Most of us like stressful, defensive, all day long defensive, dodging the bullet, right? All day long, yes or no? If you are in business, for sure. If you don't have a job, for sure. If you have a job, for sure. If you're in a relationship, for sure. What she or him or they want from me, right? It's all about that. Oh, they're calling. I don't have time. Every call, you get offensive, right? Or defensive. Yes or no? It's a general, it's a natural way of living, but it's never meant to be live life like that. We need to achieve what we call v'yashavta ba, sitting down in this world with such peace of mind, such quiet, such beauty. And that is because we don't have a connection to our soul. If you're asking yourself why I have like that, why I'm antsy, why I'm worried, why I'm jumpy, why I can only have small talks and not deep conversation, why I cannot open about something, it's because I don't have a connection to my soul. That is a result. I'm cutting it very short for you, my friend. And what does it mean, connection to my soul? What does it mean, or how does it look like? A lot of Kabbalists speaks about the beauty of our soul, or the power of humans. And the power of humans, it's unheard of. It's almost like, just to understand where we are today as human, what we can tap or touch in our powers or our beauty, it's 0.001% from what it is. Just to understand the thing that the Kabbalah speaks about, that the Zohar speaks about, I'm like, oh my God, this is what we meant to do. This is unbelievable. How are we gonna get there? How are we gonna get there? Not through that. But how are we gonna get there is only through an awakening of who we are. Do you really know who you are? Do you really know what you meant to do in this world? Do you really know your impact in every conversation, in every moment, in everything? No. We live like in a very robotic way. Whatever comes, it comes, comes. Doesn't happen, doesn't happen. Or by chance, or sheer mistake or coincidence. Yeah, we're not in this class today, but definitely highly recommended. Don't ever live life. Don't, again, if the one thing you take away from what you came here is that take away the words coincidence, mistakes, and maybe suddenly from your vocabulary, and then tell me how beautiful life is. If you just take these words, you never use them. Think about it. Okay, even just by itself, that's a huge revelation. So what ended up happening, why do we always, anybody will say that they don't need the power of healing to heal themselves? Anybody doesn't need healing energy? Anyone will say, no, I don't need that. Yeah, feel good today. Do you need it? Every night when you go to sleep, you get rejuvenated, you get healed. I don't know, I'm sure you know about it. But why do we always in need or in fear that health issue is going to happen, right? It doesn't make sense to everybody. There's always a chip in a way of like, they get scared, that's going to happen, this is going to happen, all kind of worries about health. It's because, again, we are not connected fully and engaged fully with our soul. Places where you feel that, again, if you are not, don't have even peace of mind, by itself, it's unhealthy to live life like that. Under stress, under duress, under pressure, right? By the way, sorry, pressure is good. We're going to speak about it. We spoke about it many times, but it's how to use pressure. I'm talking about stress. When you're too stressful, too antsy and all of that, it's unhealthy for your body. And so you understand that the only reason we need health, right, is because we are not connected to our soul. But as a result of connection to your soul and this, to see the beauty of your soul, that is when healing process happening, healing process of relationship, of partnership, of mental issues, things that buried from the past can happen. But you need to awaken that connection to your soul. Yes, we all given excuses. Why does it happen? We are victim of this. We're born like that. We grew up here. In my time, in this time, all of us have, in my country, all of us have reasons. But it's all victim mentality. It's them, they did it to me, and I'm not in charge. By itself, you're projecting yourself as powerless, and I have no reason to come here. I'm just a mistake in this world. So let's change it. Even if you make decisions this couple of weeks to completely show up to life completely different. And that is, even make it the singular desire this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you make it an attempt to connect and to see how beautiful your soul is. And not just that. Oh, by the way, what will be your indication to know that you are successful in that you connected to your soul? What will be the indication? I can show you that. You're going to start seeing everybody around you as beautiful. Because if, I'm so beautiful, I'm so powerful, but these people, you didn't connect. As a result of your connection to your soul, you're going to start seeing, wow, these people are beautiful. I thought they're evil, but they're not. I thought my neighbor is this. I thought my friend is that. And all kind of scenarios will start collapse from a false identity or illusionary type of thinking about it. And it's all a result of disconnecting from my soul. I'm just a body walking around thinking I'm doing something, but you technically, anytime you're just living with your body and body desires, you are just robotic. It's something, you are following something that happened thousands of years. It's already determined what's going to happen. When a person is only in his body consciousness, doing things that are related to body, what we call physicality, or even live life by external validations or by external reasons, the results of that, you are just a robot, no different than any other computer. Maybe not like an AI, but regular computer do the same thing over and over, expecting something to change, right? That is what's happening. And this is what I would like to awaken again, a connection to your soul, to see how beautiful your soul is. You're never going to be the same. You never, again, I'm not saying that you're not going to be involved in selfish things, or you're going to fall, or you're going to, do something wrong. Yes, that's for sure. But we spoke last week how that is what helps you grow. So if that's clear, let's move on to a little bit deeper connection here. In this week, how do I awaken a connection to my soul, and how I awaken the desire to connect to my soul? There's a gift that comes this week. And again, for people who are reading things literally, they will never understand it. It's impossible. He said, and I'll tell you literally, and then you're going to see how we can look inside. The word, the sentence that we're using is Hashkifa me'on kodshecha min hashamayim. Uvarech et amcha et Israel, and so forth, continue. But that verse is the most beautiful. By the way, one of my favorite verse. I can say it over and over as many as time as you want. This verse has so much power within it. And then I was just, when I always recite these verses, then I was thinking this year, because it is, and I'm doing it for quite some time, and I'm very familiar with that. So sometimes it's very hard to to find something else, right? But not with this wisdom. It's amazing how much you know about it and how much you don't. The degree that you think you know, the triple amount of them, you have no clue what concealed them. Hashkifa, have maybe an overview. The literal translation is that people can read it and says, God watches us from above. Hashkifa me'on kodshecha. They're speaking about God is watching us from above, from your holy place, right? And give us blessings, right? It's beautiful. If you read it literally, it's beautiful. Nothing to do with what the secret is about. This is like mind-blowing. First of all, hashkifa, the word hashkifa, I was interested to see in English how many translations there is to this word. Okay, well, I'm going to read for you a few of them. Okay, is to observe, a view, right? The shkifa, this is to see or to view, to look on something, right? To review. A shkifa also is to review, and transparency. It's the word I want to look for, because they don't speak about it this way. What does it mean, hashkifa? First of all, this week, why am I asking you about your soul? Because this sentence, it's the bridge, it's the opening, it's the gift of this week, that each one of us need to know there is a tunnel open to let you see your soul and the soul of others. Because when we're talking about soul, we're talking about powerful, beautiful, unbelievable power, pure power. I'm not talking about corruption and ego and all how it look like, or money or any of that. Remove that. Pure power, pure essence of your soul. That is this week, and this word gives you the opening. This is the tunnel to get in, to see. So what we want to connect here is, first of all, I want to awaken a desire to a real view, not a real view, a real view of who we are. This is the desire, this is the requirement before you enter to Rosh Hashanah, because Again, by the way, even if you don't celebrate or connecting or doing anything in I think it's September 15, I think 15, right? Even if you're going playing golf, you have better chance than anybody else to have no clue about it or desiring a connection to their soul and to see the beauty of your soul. Because as a result of that, you will start seeing others. You will start seeing people. Because for now, a lot of us seeing what my agenda needs. What in my agenda? Oh, I need somebody to help me in this. I need somebody to get me this. I need someone to introduce me to this. I need. It's all about people are just object. It's never about just, I want to connect to their soul. That's what I want. And this is what I would love to establish here in those Mondays nights that we doing it for so many years, right? Just to connect, just a moment to connect to soul-like connection. So obviously, first is to connect to your goodness. But also we spoke last week that we know that we are a little bit of bad and a little bit of good, or a lot of good and a lot of bad, right? Most of us will, when you look at yourself, you're going to say, I'm a lot of good and a little bit bad. That's the view we usually have. That's like compared to everybody else. I should see my brother, right? So we all have that joke, internal joke. It's a joke. It's internal joke. We're thinking we're 50-50, right? We're calculating. I'm pretty much because we're looking outside to validate where we are. That's a problem. We're not looking inside. We're looking outside compared to what's going on in the company. I'm pretty positive, right? It doesn't matter. Don't ever compare yourself to a very much limited reality. People are still limited. But if you connect to your soul and you start seeing who you are, then that pain, it's a healthy pain. Remember I spoke last week, I told you there's pain. And that pain, that's what stretches you. That's what grows you. That's what gives you opportunities this year that you cannot imagine that was there in front of you, right there. So this is the request. The request is, I want to have a clear view, a real view of my soul, of my life, who I am, good or bad, doesn't matter, but I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to accept it. I thought I'm righteous, but then I realized, not so, not so. Right? How many of us were there, like our bubble got burst sometime, right? We thought with this, they promised us we're going to get that job, we're going to get that position, they're going to close deal with us, on and on and on. Stories of stories, and all what we're suffering is what? Disappointment. If that's, again, I told you, write down all your rejections and objections of what you have. And please disagree with me about everything. I want to see, maybe I'm wrong. But if it's happening to me, happened to me, if that's what I'm going through, I'm sure all humans go through. If happened to you, the other person, because I told you before, we are all connected. We are all unified. Which is just a matter of time. Just a matter of time until you're going to see the beautiful unified connection between us. And then you're going to be, oh, why didn't I do what Benjamin told me 60 years ago? Right? Because when each one of us starts seeing it in a proactive way, we can achieve a removal of pain and suffering much faster. That's it. Because once you start seeing the beauty of each one of us, would you hurt them? Would you think they want to hurt you? Would you be rejecting them, or you will be defensive to them, or you will blame them? No, I see the beauty. Of course they need to do it to me. Of course they need to hurt me. Of course they need to blame me for the falling of the company. And thank you for doing it. But if I don't see the beauty, it's just a victim. It's just a victim that living life alone and get more isolated and more secluded. So this is the first desire that comes to us. Then the second thing is, again, I want to speak about in the next point, is about many curses that speaks in this portion. Horrible, horrible curses. Horrible. If I read for you this, it says like, what? This holy book is written with such a bad curses. Again, remember, we're not talking about punishments. We're talking about curses. It's a different consciousness than a punishment. I'm not going to go into right now a lot of that, but so you know, why is the reason that I can have a full access to a view of my soul, to have an hashkifa, I have a view, a beautiful view of who I am and my soul, is because of the curses. Because each one of them is nothing to do with a curse. It's a cleanser for all the time that we didn't do the work, all our shortcoming, all the time that you fall into a victim, all the time that you stay small. Therefore, it cannot give you more. So you need to clean a little bit of the garbage. You know, imagine this. What happened to somebody that needs to do a heart surgery, bypass, right? Why? Everything's okay. No, they're getting older. No, throughout the time there are clogs, blood clogs. And they're happening slowly in time when somebody is not cleaning their system, right? Or even connecting in a healthy way, right? Or healthy food, not just the healthy food, but again, there's many reasons there. But eventually, slowly, it gets clogged. Then we have to cut the pipe and put you a new pipe. Did you change the person? Imagine, even if somebody did the heart surgery, they move everything, all the new channels, what is you're going to do the next? I'm going to be better. Yeah, for 3 months, 6 months. And then go back. Yeah, they put a new pipe, new valve, so I can do whatever I want. No, you have to fix what made that valve broke. And that is this week. It gives an infusion of light to cleanse all the involvement that we had with selfishness, negativity, just for hurting somebody. That needs to be cleansed. Why? Because they want to give you the view of your soul. So I recommend to do some work on that, and I'll share with you a few ideas about it, okay? But this is another thing, another gift that's happening this week. So, no coincidental, in the last couple of years, if you read the word hashkifa, it's the same word as hashkafa or shkifut, which means transparency. Have you heard that word recently? We want to be transparent with our finance. Every company want to be transparent in what's going on, right? I don't know if you know, but that's the big word in the last 2 or 3 years or more. I would say more, but for those of us who involved, know that this word is very big, right? Why? And what does it mean? Hashkifa mimeon kodechecha. Have a transparency. So first of all, in this week, there's a gift that there's a window that is open to see a transparent, right? It's like, when you have like those window that you can change, not the window, those glass window that all of a sudden you change it become very dense and, maybe wide, too wide, you cannot see anything. And then all of a sudden it's transparent. I know it's like a system. So there is a moment this week that is open that window to see your beauty. You have to be in that moment. You have to be, that in New York, every June 20 something, there is a view between the buildings of the sunset. You know anybody? Yeah, you better be there. And there's a moment. And you see what's happening in those streets. I don't know if those of you know. The sun is like, wow, it's so beautiful. I cannot even describe it. And it's worth it waiting there for a couple of hours. It's worth it. For those of you who never experienced that, next year, June 20, whatever, be between the streets of New York and you see a view that you cannot see anywhere in the world, right? But for that, you need to be in the right time, in the right moment to see that view. That is what's happening this week. There is a clear transparency that allowing you to see once a year free, effortless, right? So that is what we call transparency, to connect to that. But there is a little bit of a work needs to be done. Are you transparent? Are you okay with people seeing your garbage? Are you okay people know that you're not that of elevated? Are you okay that people know that you're not that successful? It's just stories that you tell everybody. Are you okay to know that your company actually is a failure, but it's just covering up that there's no company, it's just you pretending? Are you okay with that? Are you happy that people be exposed online? Whoa, no. It's not online. It's not a Google thing, my dear. It's between you and yourself first. Because most of us telling ourselves a story, an illusionary story, and that just blocking you. Then eventually you cannot really tell the truth about yourself anymore. This month, this couple of weeks, this comes to us right now. Again, we have exactly 2 weeks. Be as much as you can transparent. First, see your condition in truth. See that you are addicted to this. See that you hide from that. See that. Yeah, I know I'm going to go into AA and say I'm an addict. But then I'm going to turn around and do whatever I want in different places. Admitting is very nice. Saying that you're addict, very nice. Saying that you're selfish, very nice. But what is really happening when you're saying it? Are you really in pain, or what do you feel? What do you feel? What's going on internally when you admit it to yourself? Oh yeah, I beat myself up. Wrong. I want you to be as honest as you can, and as you expose yourself to your own faults and you admit to yourself, then I want you to be so happy about it. That's a real cleansing. Be happy that you are able to see it, because with the degree that you see it and you're transparent about it. And again, the next level for that, if you have someone in your life that you fully trust and love, and they love you, be transparent with them. Highly recommended in the next couple of weeks. As much as you can. Not for the sake of like, oh, I want to get rid of it, so I want to tell them. It's because I want to open up. I want to be transparent about it. To the degree that you are transparent about that, to that degree, it will expose the transparency to your holiness, your purity, your force, and your mission in this world. But this is this work. This is this, at least if you can do it this week, couple of times, or even once a day, sit with yourself. So the practice I want to give you, one of the things, is first of all, write down for yourself, what is your view in life? Write it down. This is this week. Write down, how do I view life? If I'm going to ask each one of you, what will come to mind, and it has to happen right instantly. What is my view of life? Second question is, how do I see people? What is my view of people? People are bad, people are selfish, people are this, people are needy, or what? But I can't believe I have people in my life. It's so amazing, right? Are you amazed by anybody you meet or everybody you meet? And for how long? Until they open their mouth? Until they late to the meeting? When? When did it stop? The goodness that you see about them, when does it stop? When they stop showing up to your birthday, or didn't invite you to go with them to a hike that you saw after in Instagram that they went with other people? When does it stop? The goodness that you see. What is your view of life? And how do you see people? Second or third question is does it change throughout the times, your view. Yeah, when I'm in Tulum, my view of life is one thing. When I'm in downtown is one thing, right? When I'm in my country, when I'm going to visit my family, I have a different view. How can you change your view based on the place? He already tells you. Find out what type of philosophy you live by, what type of rules you live by. And are you changing them based on the time that that spent with them, or it's not working anymore for you, or it doesn't serve your selfishness anymore? What are the philosophy? What are the rules? And how you change them based on? This is the question that you want to ask this week. Telling you there's a gift. It's just questions that you want to sit with them. Okay? Another thing is, if you're looking at people, my view, my hashkafa, my view of this world, when people tell you, what do you think about this world? This world is bad, this world is this world is demanding, it's too hard, it's so difficult, it's world of pain. What would be your answer? Just, I'm interested for yourself. I'm interested that you will ask this for yourself. Ask yourself, in majority of the time, I see people as good or I see people as bad? This will give you an insight, my friend. This is a very important question. Now, don't wait, please. Please don't wait. And eventually, I would like all of us to awaken what you call a holy view. What do you mean a holy view? Holy view is kedusha, which means in Kabbalah, continuously. I start have an endless view of every person I meet. I start having an endless view of situation. Or let's say, how many of us having a business and I want to create a cup, and all of a sudden, okay, I create a cup, I sold the business, is done. No. If I have an endless view, I create million type of sizes of cups, and I have endless view, I'll change the material and so many things I'm going to create from one thing, because I have an endless view. That's what I mean, a holy view. Holy view is not holy like a sacred, just that, but continuity in life, continuity, endless view of everything, because we all came from an endless place and we need to activate that. This is the gift of connection to your soul, and this is the gift of this week to awaken that view, hashkafa. And the last thing is that connected to it, as I said before, I'm going to give you 4 steps, and we end up with that along with this. We spoke that there are blessings and curses. We learned that it's nothing to do with somebody cursing you or somebody bless you. It's when you connected to your soul, it's blessed. It's continuously. It grows. It's awakened. It keeps coming. It never ends. And the result of not being connected, it's a curse. What it means? Limited. It stops. It's impure. It's bothering me. Everything feels stale. Everything feels like pointless. How many of us, every once in a while in our day, in our life, feel, what's the point? Right? Maybe today you have a point being here, but tomorrow, well, what's the point? Either way, I've done it. It's the same thing. I heard about it. Everything become pointless. Everything become like useless. Everything become like tiring. It's because of that. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Curse is limited. It stops. It's finite. It doesn't grow. That's what it means. So this recommended 4 steps. 4 steps recommended this week in order to go through what we call activating the cleansing, the spiritual cleansing that's happening. You don't need a shaman or a rabbi or to throw yourself in the fire. Okay? You don't need ayahuasca to kill your stomach and do all kind of. You don't need it. You have it a built-in doctrine inside of you that knows to activate it automatically. If you do the work and you let it happen, most of us resisting, most of us rejecting the transformation that can take place. So first, in order to let the cleansing happening, first step is go back to an inconvenient situation, unpleasant interaction that you had this year, just this year. Can we do that? Yes or no? We can find and detect one that is like really doesn't allow you to fall asleep quickly. You know those situations? There's one of them, right? There's few of them, but at least there's one that like keeps you awake. Second, you go back to that, bring it to the surface, right? Bring it to the surface. Step number 2, as I'm looking and I have observation of the situation, I would like you to observe, where was my pride, my ego, my selfishness in the interaction? As much as you can be transparent with yourself, going back to that moment and honest with yourself. It's between you. Nobody gonna see it. Don't worry, it's not gonna be on Facebook. Okay? Third step, admit to whatever degree you saw your ego, your selfishness, only your point of view in that moment. I see everybody right, so you probably remember everything, right? Step number 4, after you observe that, commit myself to the future. This year, I'm going to behave differently as a result of that interaction. Anytime I'm going to come across again another situation like that, this is how I'm going to behave. And you know what? Don't wait until this year. Commit and do it in this week. Is that clear for everybody? Afterward, you can ask me again about it. But first of all, remember the 4 steps. And it's not supposed to be comfortable. If it is, you didn't do it. It's not cleansing. Is it when you drink your juice in the morning? Is it a lot of bananas and orange juice and all of that? Or is it a little bit lemony and gingery and, right? That makes it amazing, right? I'm enjoying the apple cider vinegar, right? Anybody enjoying that? Love it, drinking like that, right? Terrible, kills all your system. You have to get to that cleansing spiritually. And by the way, it's between you and yourself. Nobody will judge you. Nobody gonna blame you. And nobody gonna check you. It's between you and your soul. And as a result of this work, what do you want to see? I want to see the beauty of my soul. And how do I know it's going to work? Because I wake up the next day and I start seeing the beauty in people. Even just for a moment, hold on that, and it will expand. Don't lose hope or it doesn't work. Give it a chance. Give it a fair chance. And again, I always said in classes, you remember, don't believe a word I'm saying here. Okay? Don't believe me. Don't be a believer, be a doer. Take the opportunity and do something about it. And last thing, recommended for this year. I said I'm not going to say, but always good to put more. For this coming year, please practice, start every day from the beginning. How many times you told yourself that? Maybe every day. Okay, start fresh, everything fresh, new. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Oh, again, she is not calling, blah. Let's do something else. Don't worry about that. Continue that. But I give you a small practice. The food that you ate yesterday, is it for today? Or is it for yesterday? You don't have to answer. You know it's for yesterday. If you're still using the food of yesterday, meaning the food didn't digest, and that is bad for the body. So nobody keeps food from yesterday, right? You understand? Same thing, the spiritual world. People thinking that they show up in Easter, in Rosh Hashanah, in Yom Kippur, to the day and pray. It's enough for the whole year. I've done it, no? That's what's happening. Spiritual food. Make sure you eat every day spiritual food. And it doesn't matter what you practice, as long as it's spiritual. Doesn't matter your path, you love Kabbalah, you don't do Kabbalah, you're religious, you do whatever. As long as it's spiritual, not physical. You like to meditate 20 minutes a day. That's the food that your soul will eat today. So when you are able this week to access the beauty of your soul and to see how powerful you are and how powerful every human being, make sure that you commit as well to feed it every day, a little bit. Doesn't have to be that fat, right? That big, but a little bit every day. Either it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you meditate, you revisit, you have a tough conversation with yourself, or you read something from the text, or even you study, from Kabbalah every day a little bit, That something you can base and grow your ability to expose your soul and to make a change in this world. So again, there's many, many secrets. I'm happy we can share this as much as we can in this short time. But any work that you do this week, next week we'll talk more. But any work you do this week, even a little bit, you have no idea the benefit that there is for your soul and for the world. So thank you for coming. Thank you for hosting us, and have a wonderful day.